Hi everyone, it's me, and we've got a brand new ship coming into Star Trek Online for the Infinity promo event, and you're gonna want to pick this up when you can. So this is the Breen Dreadnought carrier, which is coming to the Infinity promo boxes. Actually, it should be coming around in a few hours. Anyway, this was featured in season 5 of Star Trek Discovery, and I really wanted to fly this ship. I loved it at first sight when I saw it. I have made it very clear that I absolutely love the 32nd century design aesthetic, and this ship just blew me away when I saw it. But anyway, I won't go through the flavor text. You can just read that. Anyway, this ship has a commander tactical slash intel seat and a lieutenant commander universal slash intel command. That is a very good, decent. That is very decent. All right, ship details. It is a tier 6 faction any hull modifier of 1.7. 1.7. I'm pretty sure that's like the highest hull modifier out of any ship in the game. Okay, tied for the highest hull modifier because the Herd Vectrid Hive Dreadnought carrier also has a hull modifier of 1.7. But anyway, hull modifier of 1.7, shield modifier 0.9, a 5-2 weapons layout, which is great. 3 device slots. It's got a Commander Tactical slash Intel seat, Lieutenant Commander Universal slash Command, Lieutenant Commander Science, Lieutenant Engineering, and Ensign Tactical. Those are very good bridge officer seating. Not very flexible, but it's still very decently made. It's got 5 Tactical, 3 Engineering, 3 Science consoles, base turn rate of 5, Impulse modifier 0.17, and inertia of 40. Uh, Decent movement stats. The Impulse modifier is a little higher than I expected, given that this thing is massive, but yeah, it's not unwelcome. 20 weapon power, that's amazing. We'll go into the console a bit later. Imperium Polaron Subjugation Array. I wonder what that is. It's got 2 hangar bays, which is loaded with Breen Imperium frigates. Gather Intel Ship Mechanic, 32nd Century Breen Cloaking Device. And we'll go into the Starship trait later. And Admiralty stats, we've got 31 Engineering, 29 Science, 66 Tactical, and we've got 2.5 times critical rating from Tactical. The console. The Breen Dreadnought carrier comes equipped with the shield frequency overload. No ship shall escape an encounter with the Breen Dreadnought carrier unharmed. This console is the embodiment of that concept. Being the masters of shield tunneling technology, this console enables ships equipped with it to overpower most ships' shield emitters, which completely removes shielding from most targets and leaves a devastating shields offline effect. Yeah. Against Dreadnought level targets, this effect can reduce up to 20% shielding and leave a shield destabilization effect, which causes the enemy shields to take additional damage. All ships that had their shields drained in any way will suffer an amount of damage proportional to the amount of shields removed. That's actually not a bad concept. In Polaron Subjugation Rate, 4 Polaron beams sit forward facing on the ship, poised to make a very bad day for the unfortunate soul that crosses this floating weapon. I love that. When the 4 beams are concentrated against a target, only destruction remains for those who do not have enough shielding to withstand such a devastating blast. This blast deals a massive amount of shield penetrating shield damage. Shield penetrating shield damage? I don't know how that works. Maybe it does a whole bunch of damage to shields, but most of that damage also just bypasses shields. And increase the amount of damage that the enemy shields will take if there's any remaining. Starship trait, Breen Fire. The Breen's militaristic ruthlessness is permeated throughout their ranks. Breen officers are taught that when the order to fire at will is issued until a target is eliminated, they are to keep on firing even at the cost of weapon maintenance. This is the main reason why you're going to want to pick up this ship. This is the fire will extending trait that we have been looking for. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be extended for. It doesn't show that anywhere. Like, please, can we have some tooltips? I mean, you've been showing tooltips recently. Why haven't you been showing them? So, yeah, I'm gonna have to ask around, see how long that fire will extension trait is, because I mean, fire will already has a minimum lockout of 20 seconds, so this thing's gonna have to outcompete redirecting arrays and entwine tactical matrices, and the only way it's going to be able to do that is if the wow what 1 a.m. me is the if it extends fire at will's duration by more than 5 seconds. If it does do that, this will probably be the trait to give us the fire will extension trait. However, I really wish it hadn't been put on a promo ship. We have already had this issue before of extension traits being locked to promo ships with the Gem Hadar ship. I can't exactly remember the name of. I'll put it up on screen. But we had a ship where rapid fire was locked to that ship. Actually, that's a whole other rant I need to go on about. How inaccessible most of the firing mode extenders are. The only one that's actually reasonably accessible, apart from Entwined Tactical Matrices, which this trait will be likely replacing for Fire at Will, is Withering Barrage, which is for Cannon Scatter Volley. And there's a bit of level of irony that the easiest and most powerful firing mode to use also has the firing mode extender that is also the easiest to come across because you can get it for free just by doing the Klingon recruit event. But yeah, Cannon Scanner probably has easy access, and Twine Tactical Matrices is well, I mean, it will still work just fine. Redirecting arrays is just, well, I don't like it. It's awful. But Cannon Rapid Fire, that was locked onto a promo ship, and the specialization extending firing modes, those are also locked onto a legendary ship. And Beam Overload's locked onto a low-buy ship, which isn't exactly the most expensive, but like, when was the last time we actually got a new low-buy ship? It's just, well, it would have been really nice if they had put this trait on a, I mean, a sea store ship definitely would work, so, I don't know, maybe put this in a lockbox ship at least. Promo seems a little excessive, and it makes me feel like that Deca maybe knows the value of what they have and that people will go out of their way for it. Which, on one hand, I have to commend their ingenious for doing that. On the second hand, I have to thank them for finally giving us a firing mode extension trait. I mean, we don't know if it's actually going to be a good one until we actually see it in game. But on the third hand, yes, I have three hands. Quit bitching. I'm a little bit disappointed in that they put it on a promo ship. But anyway, that's going to be all for today. My name is Galactic. Actually, I need to freaking change how I do my outros. That's just... Frick it. Frick it, we're working on it later. My name is Galactic Gaming. Have a very happy rest of your day. I will keep posting on my Blue Sky and let you guys know if this trait actually turns out to be decent. Anyway, have a very happy rest of your day. Until next time, keep having fun, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!